And it just keeps getting worse. Under the title of Sustainable Farming, the planners are excited about a new sustainable style of tractor to pull the plows. It's called a team of oxen. Don't laugh, they're serious. There is a college in Vermont, Green Mountain College, look it up, which teaches sustainable farming, and they feature the use of a herd of oxen. Students are paying for a college education to learn Davy Crockett's farming techniques. There are now policies being advocated, in some places put in place, to place taxes on the use of toilet paper, on the number of miles you drive, and on the use of plastic bags. A lot of places are just outright banning them. Next on the agenda is the, quote, to radically abandon the flush toilet. They call it, quote, one of the world's most destructive habits. Shame on you. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has made a donation of $3 million to 8 universities to reinvent the flush toilet. I think we should reinvent the computer. The EPA is now providing funding to NGO groups to run training programs for people to photograph and report neighbors who may be committing crimes against the environment. This summer, Obama signed Executive Order 13575 to create the White House Rural Council. The Council is a list of the most aggressive agencies and departments of the U.S. government. It will bring an army of regulators into rural areas to completely control every decision of land use, farming, and development. Farmers who have been feeding America and the world for over 200 years will not be able to make a single decision without permission and massive paperwork from bureaucrats from over 25 agencies. Layer upon layer upon layer. You don't have to just get the permission of one agency, you may have to get the permission of all 25. The result can only be food shortages and higher prices. And in Raleigh, you have been blessed with Project Get Ready. That's Raleigh's plug-in deployment program using your tax dollars to assure the city is ready for electric cars. The program's stated purpose is to facilitate stakeholder working groups in resolving issues related to plug-in vehicles. Educate, re-indoctrinate, consumers about plug-in vehicles. There's your social equity. We got the stakeholders and the social equity so far. Establish convenient and grid-compatible plug-in vehicles charging infrastructure. Develop relationships with plug-in vehicle and component manufacturers and ensure vehicle availability in the North Carolina market. There's your public-private partnerships. Wouldn't want to be left out. There's only about 10 of these cars in the world. We want to make sure we got a good supply of them here. Explore opportunities for economic development related to plug-in vehicles. And of course, the whole excuse is environmental protection. There's the 3 E's at work with public-private partnerships and the stakeholders and all of this in one program. The program openly admits that it's all necessary because otherwise people won't buy plug-in vehicles. At least under the free enterprise system, the oil companies paid for their own filling stations after free Americans made their own choice to what car they wanted to buy. Welcome to the utopia of sustainable development. This is Big Brother at its worst. And it's planned, controlled, enforced by your local leaders and representatives in partnership with groups like ICLEI, an organization whose vice chairman, Harvey Revin, said, quote, individual rights will have to take a back seat to the collective. Let me ask you, would any of your elected officials actually admit to enforcing communism in your community? Of course not. Then why are they so eager to be in partnership with an organization which does? The United States is not a global village run by elders who hand down the rules from on high. We are a nation of individuals whose rights are supposed to be protected and guaranteed by the representatives that we elect. We demand accountability from them. However, global forces which do not accept the unique American form of government sneak behind the curtain, avoiding controversy and honest debate. The only possible result can be the tyranny over a powerless electorate stripped of their rights, their property, and their self-determination. Global warming has been the excuse for the hysteria. But true science is now showing that to be the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on humankind. So there's no need for these dire policies to cut back our carbon footprint by forcing us to lock away land and resources and live in high-density cracker boxes. We all want a clean environment. However, what we're objecting to here is not environmental protection, but the process that is being used in its name. There is nothing local or innocent or normal about it. Again, it starts as an international agenda created by ideological zealots working hand in hand through massive international gatherings sponsored through the United Nations. At those massive meetings, documents are carefully prepared for the signatures of leaders of every nation, including the United States. Once signed, the bureaucracies of our federal government use documents like Agenda 21 as a blueprint for legislation and regulations. And to write that legislation, the bureaucrats work hand in hand with the same NGOs who wrote it in the first place. And then these UN-sanctioned NGOs, such as the Sierra Club and the Nature Conservancy, team up with groups like ICLEI and the American Planning Association to apply pressure and make sure local city councils and county supervisors toe the line.